Hey. Um, yeah, let's get into it. I hope everyone is staying safe, staying warm. But let's get into it. So, thanks for one of my supporters, people that watch my channel, for sending me this video. I did not know this video was made. You can't find the video on nowhere else on YouTube. So I think you know who you are for sending me this to my this video. This is Boots. Okay, he used to well she, but she I don't know what the pronoun is, but Boots. So I'm just gonna say Boots, okay? Um, Let me say this, okay? Okay, he say he's not a Christian, okay? But I am. But still, still, you got a right to speak your truth. You know what I'm saying? So he was, so Boots was hanging with Evil Q, back in the day, and I remember them hanging together. But I don't recall this video because I did not follow Boots' page. The video cannot be found on Boots' page. I think you got to put Boots in Bootz, and you probably will find the rest of his channel. But I don't believe the video is up anymore. I get that he deleted it or private it. But he talked about how she was just looking for clout and befriending people that he didn't care for, and he knew he didn't care for her, but she was just trying to get, put on, you know what I'm saying? And how she wasn't a good friend. Um, this is all from what he said, okay? Um, Boot said. And let me say this right here. This is a compilation. I'm probably do more of these things if I when I might be doing more compilations, not just on Equal Q, but on other people when I see stuff that I wanna point out, okay? Um, but yeah, it's coming out the woodwork. It's out here. You know what I'm saying? That she's not a good friend. That the person that I did watch like a couple of days ago said that she was doing the boo ah the boo on people. Boots said the same thing. That she asked him for some stuff to do something on, stuff, and that she does not believe in God. This was a long time ago, but the other video that I watched was recent, and they said the same thing that she trying to do, you know, allegedly do spells on people. You know what I'm saying? Um, but let's get into it. Y'all let me know what y'all feel and what y'all think about this. Watch it all the way through. Thanks for supporting the channel. Yeah, watch it all the way through. Okay. Um, yeah, this is time consuming. Putting these clips together, digging it up, putting these clips together, doing all this editing. So y'all support your girl. YouTube, it's not easy as people make it seem. You gotta learn how to edit, gotta learn how to put big videos together, gotta upload thumbnails, stuff like that. But yeah, y'all check it out. And I'll see y'all in the next one. All right. All right.
Our last session, I said, well, I have a trip planned to Hilton Head, South Carolina, and why don't you come? I'm all about making friends, especially friends that are entrepreneurs. That's my whole thing right now. I'm trying to meet people who can actually go and do things. You know what I'm saying? So she meets me in Hilton Head, South Carolina. I treat her to a 5-star resort, and I even brought my cat. And it was absolutely fabulous. I had a great time. We were getting to know each other. And one of the conversations that we had in particular centered around people who have done us wrong. Okay. And again, we're in a hotel room at this time. We're just getting to know each other on a friendship level, not on a client and psychic basis. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So as we're talking about each other, he says, well, what major life things have you had going on? Or the conversation steered towards that. And I bring up the name Lala Milan. Okay. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but me and Lala Milan were best friends in college. And I'm going to be very mature and very transparent with you guys as of right now. Okay. And I hope this is a testament to my own growth. We were best friends in college. After college, she started to blow up, and I grew extremely envious of her. And around that time, that's when her Trap Queen video came out, and I admitted it to her. I told her, like, oh my God, Jay, like, and mind you, in college, I was basically the pinnacle. I was the spotlight. I was the flamboyant one that everybody wanted to get to know, and I was on stages and stuff like that. And I grew extremely envious of her. And I told her that. I was like, and I felt to myself that I wouldn't be a genuine friend if I didn't say something about it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay. And I wouldn't be real to myself if I didn't say something. So I said something. I told Lala, I said, I'm extremely jealous of you. I was like, can you help me out? Can you shout me out? X, Y, and Z. And I immediately went into a viperous mode. Hindsight, looking back, that wasn't the correct thing to do. I should have checked myself at the door. But hey, you live and you learn. You understand. So when I admitted that to her, I had one brief text message conversation after that. And then after that, I was basically dismissed. She dropped me. She sent me into her nether realms. And so as a spectator, I'm just watching how she is courting these various individuals. And one of them by means of Quay. I don't know Quay personally. This has nothing to do with TT or anything like that. And I just felt as if I had been replaced. So hindsight looking back, and this is actually a recent euphoria that has come over me, it was not her that I was upset with or envious of. It was the idea of being abandoned, rejected, and replaced. And I think that in my logical and physical mind, what I did was I carved her physical form out, and she then was a representation of that energy. You know what I'm saying? She then began to represent my resentment when it comes to feeling abandoned. And I think this went all the way back to my birth and me being adopted. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just now coming to terms with some of those things. You know what I'm saying? And also, I looked at it like an Ash Ketchum and Gary situation. I don't know if you guys watched Pokemon ever, but Gary was always like 10 steps ahead of Ash in the Pokemon thing. And I felt like she was always 10 steps ahead of me. And through that, I grew very bitter. I grew very cold. I felt like I was stuck in my growth. And a lot of that fueled my first trip to Los Angeles, which was probably why it was not successful the first time. Okay. So I say all of that because it is in relevance to the story that I'm telling right now. And again, as of recently, I recently started antiquating what all of this was for. It was a major lesson. She was just the bringer of a lesson. As Q is also a bringer of a lesson for myself as well. And I'm expressing it transparently to you to potentially help somebody. So years. It took years to get over that. I got over it. And again, taking you back to the hotel room with Q, we were just discussing it. And she began to make mention of somebody by the name of B Love. And she was basically saying, I went to her house. And, this was way back in February. So I went to her house and didn't have a good experience. And I felt the same viperous energy that I possessed for Lala. That's what she possessed for B Love. You know what I'm saying? It was a very similar parallel we were able to draw there. And I thought we were connecting very well. We were in hot tub together. She was on my live video. We do a little photo op on the beach. I mean, it was great. I treated her to a 5-star hotel. And I had a great time. Anyways, hindsight after that, after the trip was over, she goes back to where she's at, and I'm where I'm at, and our friendship begins to grow. And I enjoy it. I'm absolutely enjoying being courted by her. I'm not a fan of mukbanging. I don't like to watch people eat. I don't. So I really didn't understand like how she was doing what she was doing and making money. And I didn't really want to know. I was so worried about what I was doing at 20. So we began hitting it off on the entrepreneur level. I'm able to talk to her about my stuff. She's able to talk to me about her stuff. And I thought it was going really great until one day I was going to have a guest on my show. And that was the night of a talent show. And I don't know if you guys remember my friend Jasmine who came. And I told Q that like Jasmine is going to come and be a part of my show or whatever. And she said, well, I'm going to let you know something. I'm a Scorpio and we're very territorial. And I found that quite odd because I was like, well, you don't know me in real life. How can you be jealous of somebody from my past coming to do the show? I just didn't understand. So she does the show, and that night Q ends up crashing the talent show. And basically, she was supposed to be a judge on the talent show. And she ended up calling into my live and basically taking the talent show over. And all of this information throughout all of this experience is being reflected in my group Spirit Squad Worldwide, which is my private organization where I disclose some of my deepest, darkest online secrets before I bring them to the public. Okay, so shout out to Squad. Let me see your symbols down there for support. So when that happened, I grew weary. Now, mind you, we had planned a trip to Atlanta after that, right? And I grew weird. And I addressed it with her. I said, "Why would you do that? Like, I just didn't understand why you would come in and crash something when I already had a place for you on the online talent show. I just didn't understand." So from that time period, we began to kind of like it's almost like rose petals are falling off a rose as it grows, and it's just starting to feel a bit more awkward and awkward and awkward and awkward and awkward. And again, that was just still plaguing in my mind, like, okay, well, why that protective thing? It did rub me the wrong way because I've been burned by people so many times, and it's like, I didn't understand the constant flattery, and I also didn't understand, why you would do that on my live, and then why you would be territorial over somebody that I've known my entire life with. And she expressed to me, she said, well, you've expressed that you might have had some concerns about her in the past, and I just didn't want to repeat as your friend. I was like, okay, cool. And then she was saying that she wanted to schedule phone calls with me. Now that was just out of order, honey, because I'm like, look, honey, if you're trying to get on my schedule, we need to book an appointment. I mean, and it was developing over the course of a month, very, very fast for me. And I just wanted to pump the brakes. So I still wanted to go to Atlanta with her. I still wanted to have a good time. So one day she ends up texting me and she says Lala is going to be at BeautyCon. Now, mind you, I just told you about my history with Lala or whatever. And she says to me that Lala is going to be at BeautyCon. I said, and, very sarcastically, like, I mean, that's like me calling your worst enemy and saying that there's going to be an event that you're going to be at. She was scheduled to be at BeautyCon or whatever. And I was like, and she was like, would you be mad if I took a picture with her and tried to get her in a mukbang? And I told her, I was like, how would you like it if I took a picture with B Love and tried to get in a mukbang with her? And the reason I used B Love's name was because we had that similarity transpire in the hotel room. Like, I just had to make a comparison. I didn't think that she understood it. Also, in that hotel room, I expressed to her my biggest pet peeve was to be creatively mimicked and creatively copied. That is a huge pet peeve of mine. Like, everybody knows that about me. I do not like my creativity being ripped off of or being mimicked or copied or anything of the nature. Okay? She said, got it. I just had to make sure because I didn't want to fucking trigger you. Well, that was the last message that I got from Q, and the receipts are in my inbox still. Like she said, oh, I didn't want to trigger you. That's why. Now, mind you, I put money on that Airbnb that she was at or whatever, and I'm calling her. She's responding to me, and then she responds to me saying that I'm finna film a video. And I was just like, okay, this is shade. Girl, keep the money. Not that she offered to give it back anyway. Keep the money. Have a great time in Atlanta. And I'll see you when I see you. I wish you well. The next day, I was in her nether realm. Okay? The next day, I was in her nether realm. And you know what happens when somebody first goes into the nether realm? What you do is you stop the person who vanished you's page. Okay? You stop their page. Like, you go to your burner account and you check to see what they're doing, what they're posting about. And I really wasn't so heavy on it because I wasn't so emotionally invested. Again, we were getting to know each other, diving deeper from a client relationship to a friendship at an accelerated rate. And I'm in her damn nether realm. I didn't know what the hell was going on. It was all black. It was black and dusty. I didn't know what the hell was going on. So one thing led to another after that, and I just I have days where I peep on people that I blocked. That and then my ex, that's Ashley, that's everybody that I blocked. I just have a day. Sometimes I sit down and I just scroll, and I scrolled on her stuff about a week ago. And what I see is that she copied my walking video. Okay, now I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I have this thing where I am walking. I even did it in man. Scroll down on my timeline and you guys can see. I'll like start walking and then it'll slow down and go into slow motion or whatever. Right? Well, she posted a video at BeautyCon doing the same style of video. I was like, okay. Again, and I didn't even fucking address it. I didn't say anything about it. I just was like, okay, this bitch. Okay, we're just gonna take notes. We're just gonna take notes. We're just gonna take notes. Okay. And then she comes out with a meditation track, a spiritual meditation track. Like, in the track, she's having basically affirmations, which are mind, it's in her. And she basically has elicited, I am well, I am perfect. Everything I'm doing is bringing me strength. And I'm just sitting back taking notes, just like, Next thing you know, she posted a picture with Lala at the beauty con. Okay, which was initially a big red flag for me because I was like, okay, I wasn't in the space that I'm in now. I was like, this bitch, like clout chasing like a motherfucker. Like, what the fuck? Why would you even befriend me in this way? And you are just gonna do the backhand bounce over to somebody who I told you I didn't. I had a history, but I just didn't understand. I was mind boggled, but I didn't think to say anything. So now I still haven't said anything to her, and I'm minding my business, I'm watching some spiritual shit on YouTube or whatever, and I get a text message from somebody saying, did you see this shit going on between B Love and Q? I said, no, what's the tea or whatever? And I don't watch Mukbang, so I had to get the tea from another source. So I get the tea, I start looking some stuff up, And the only reason that I'm speaking against this is because you called her son a queen. Now, anybody knows this about me. I will stand with my LGBT brethren and sisterin and however you identify in them. I will stand with you. Okay? You had no right. You had no right. And then looking at what you told me versus what the receipts that B Love showed, I mean, seems to me she was a cloud chasing girl. And I'm gonna tell you the last thing before I actually divert the topic into the lesson that I have to give you guys. You know, I pay attention to Cardi B, and Cardi B recently posted B Love, right? The only reason I feel like you are posting or exposing the truth about your experience with her is because you saw that Cardi B posted her. That's the only reason that you did that. That's the only reason that you did that. You could have held that in. And then it got so messy. You expected to put that out there and to gain traction on that. But it got so messy because Be Love is who you copy. I'm literally watching in my mind's eye my own power manifest through your situation. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I believe that anybody online deserves to be publicly humiliated? No. Do I believe that the online community should hang people by news every time they make a mistake? No. But I'm telling y'all my story, and then I'm going to, reflect on what was portrayed in those videos that are still posted, might I add. And if it was so detrimental in XYZ, why would you leave them posted when you're basically shaming a family who actually brought you in and put you on their platform? And then for me to actually do a little bit of research didn't take that long because I'm not a mukbang fan. B Love been at this shit. There was a reason Cardi B posted B Love and did not post you. The reason I say this too is because she said she was gonna go to BeautyCon and she was gonna shoot her shot with Cardi B. So the fact that Cardi B posted B Love, oh, that hit her over the edge, baby. She could not take. She could not take. And me, who's supposed to be damaged goods in your nether realm, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna defend that boy who we don't know if he's gay or not. Okay, if he's a feminine or not, I don't even know these people. But what I do know is you have no right to first come into this queen's environment physically. Okay, learn from me. You learn a lot from me too. Okay, and you want to say that you're so Christian and all this other stuff, bitch. We get a spell on the beach, and you saw what I saw. So please, okay. And again, I preface this by saying I'm not a mukbang fan, and I am not a Christian. I'm not. I'm spiritual. I do know the Christ energy comes with that. But I too like to multiple different things, and she does it well. Okay. Now her sister, I can't speak to for sure, but I give her still picture. And the fact that you're even consorting with me goes against the word of God is real too, guys. I'm gonna say, in terms of redemption, God removed people out of your life. You know what I'm saying? I swear I got you. And I as I'm doing my research, feeling bad because I'm like, damn, they are really good. But these people follow these people's journey. Again, I'm an outsider to this. I don't know. All I know is my personalized experience with it. And she learned from me. She learned the artistic movement of slowing down the video as you made. She learned, I don't know, I didn't teach her that spiritual audience. I don't know where she got that from. But I'll say that to say this. I enjoyed that. I did. I just felt like you should have took the brakes a little bit, and your your movement was questioned. Like I would never intentionally say I was going to go do something with Big Love, and you told me as